What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Weekly Wizard Podcast. I am Brett, my co-host Warren, and we are talking comics. A lot of stuff to talk about today. We're going to talk Hawkeye. We're going to talk some of the new cool game announcements that dropped at the Game Awards.
Yeah.
Yep. We're going to talk Christmas ideas because it is the season. But before that, we are going to touch on a bit more of a serious subject. So,
Big news this week.
yeah, if you're in the comic community, you may have heard that George Perez has been diagnosed with terminal pancreatic cancer.
He said he has 6 months to a year.
6 months to a year to live. And to maintain his quality of life, he has decided to forego chemo and radiation and is just going to let nature take its course. So it hurts.
Yeah.
You know?
So he's been one of the biggest, one of the best for many years.
Yep.
Since the early 80s. Crisis on Infinite Earths is one of his big books that he did. We just got this in.
Infinity Gauntlet.
Infinity Gauntlet was amazing.
Yeah.
God, the amount of money that Marvel Studios has made off of that. By
the Infinity Saga, the Marvel movie.
Right?
If you like the Marvel movies,
that all came from George Perez's art.
That's
in Infinity Gauntlet. He New Teen Titans. He was the one that created the New Teen Titans, and I think one of his most famous was the Wonder Woman reboot in 1987, 88.
Yeah, kind of like reset the Wonder Woman world.
Yeah.
We in the community, are touched by his statement. So he plans on doing one more big signing of books, which, as he's stated, will help his family kind of pay for funeral and the passing of him. And then he also plans to do a big meet and greet kind of thing under the stipulation that he gets to hug everyone who shows up. Which, I mean, I'm not crying, you're crying. He wants to just share smiles and tears with as many people as he can before he goes. And we are keeping his family and him in our thoughts. And, if you want to show some love and support to a legendary member of the comic community, keep your ear to the ground for his final signing and the meet and greet. It's hard, but, I think he's going out on his own terms, and you can't not respect that.
All right.
And just love the guy for how he wants to go out and what he wants to do before he goes.
Yeah.
So,
love to get on one of those final on that final signing.
I will. Yeah, if it's available. Thing, I will 100% send in some books because I have a few
Gauntlet.
that would be perfect for it, and anything I can do to help.
Got a full run of Crisis, full run of Infinity Gauntlet. Have to figure out what I'd want to.
Yeah, because we are a big community, big family, and when one of the goats goes, you gotta show some respect and some love. So we just wanted to take a second and let them know, if they're watching, hey, we're thinking of you, and I truly hope for a smooth passing for George Perez.
Yeah.
So now we will transition to a little bit of a lighter note. In case you can't tell, we're rocking the red and green.
This was not even planned.
This was not planned, and that's the best part about it.
Yeah. I show up. He's wearing green. I'm wearing red.
It just works out. It's a telepathic thing. We don't even have to talk about it. It just happens. We're talking Christmas, guys.
We have one more weekend.
Yeah, as you're watching this, it is 2 weeks before Christmas.
Yeah, it's
yeah. And so we wanted to touch on a cool topic that I think a lot of people don't really think about when it comes to comics and stuff. And we wanted to talk about gift ideas for your comic nerd friends or family, because everybody knows somebody who's into comics.
No.
They just don't know that they're into comics, or they know and they just like won't stop talking about it. So, you know, I kind of want to touch on like different levels of gifts and different price points of gifts that you could surprise someone with that would mean a lot this holiday season. And I really like, you know, the route that you wanted to take with this, like the knowledge side of buying someone a gift when you yourself are not into comics and you don't know where to go or what to do.
I get people in here daily that are, you know, around this season that are, oh, my husband loves X-Men. What X-Men comics should I buy for him? And it's like, that is a very, very, very big question. Yeah. There's a lot of X-Men comics. So
2000.
Yeah. It's insane.
Yeah.
So you know, it's hard to answer that question without knowing, you know, what level of X-Men collecting. Does he have everything but X-Men 1? Oh, are you willing to spend $20,000 on a comic?
Yeah.
Did he just get into X-Men? He just have a few things, and like, you know, first appearance of Onslaught, that's like $20, $30, you know, might fill a hole in his collection. You know, these are things that you would need to know before coming in and trying to buy a big key issue.
Well, and that's why I also love that we can attach price points to this.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely.
That's a perfect example. Like, because you could spend $20,000 on something, and if you're out here balling and you're watching this channel, hey, what's up? But if you could afford a gift like that, and you genuinely gifted that to someone for Christmas, like
to me for Christmas,
that would, I mean, think about it, like you would probably just flat out cry. Really, like,
oh yeah, somebody gave me an X-Men 1 for Christmas.
If they were just like, hey, like, open this gift on Christmas Day, you open it and it's a $20,000 book, like you wouldn't be able to help it, because how much does that mean to you?
Oh, man, especially if it was an X-Men 1. Oh,
so
I mean, any $20,000 book I'd be happy with.
And so and that's the point. Like, you have to find out what it means to someone, and that's the whole point of the gifts on Christmas. Like, and that's why they say it's the thought that counts, right? Like, if there's meaning behind it and you know what it means to the person, then it makes it so much easier for you to find out what you should get someone. And I had a few great ideas on, you know, different levels of things that you could get someone, and
non-comic comic book stuff, right? Like, kind
of. Well, it all ties, but you know, like there's, and because we know there's so many things that you could get someone, you know.
Should have seen
T-shirts, shoes, books, statues, toys, games, movies. Like, there's so much. But I'm thinking, like, me personally, like, as an actual collector of not just books but statues and games and movies, you know, like all of that. I love it all, you know. I think one of the heavier ticket items that you could probably go for would be like a Grail, like, you know, like a first appearance of a character. But, and again, that's,
I know what they have.
Yeah, you gotta have knowledge with this. You need to know what the person likes and what they have and what they're hunting for.
So to transition a little from the actual comics, like what do you think would be a good, like, high-end present for somebody that doesn't know what they want for, you know, they don't know what the person has in their collection already.
I think a really cool thing that you can give for somebody is a statue.
Oh yeah, statues are always
cool. For real. Like,
and it's easy to find out what they have.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's also, it's like, what do you like? Like, oh, you like Wolverine. Okay, like there's
so many sick looking Wolverine statues.
Yeah. and the cool thing with statues is that doesn't even have to be a high ticket item. There are statues that are, you know, $300.
I have,
you know.
So I'm a big Scotty Young fan. Scotty Young is one of my all-time favorite.
He's awesome.
artists
Yeah.
and writers. I love Scotty Young.
Yeah.
They have these little Scotty Young statues that I buy, and they're like
No way.
$50 to $100. Like, and they're just like the little like. I've got this one with Thanos like holding a balloon. It was from one of the covers that he did, and it's awesome. I love it. I've got
awesome.
Spider-Gwen with a yo-yo, and yeah.
What? And they're just little.
Yeah, they're just tiny little statues about
They
like
look
that, and they're only
good
50
on a
to 100.
desk or a shelf.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, just nice
I've
little.
got about 10 of them, and just kind of spread across one of my bookshelves, like in front of like my trade paperbacks, and I just got all these Scotty Young statues.
That's
and,
awesome.
Yeah.
See, and that's one of those things. Like, so the cool thing about statues is, like, you know, on the other end of that, they can be.
Let me tell you about the one I want.
Oh, I would love to hear. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Please.
All right.
Yeah.
So it's about this tall, and it is a Sentinel with 5 X-Men attacking it. It's
They
like
have multiple.
$2,500.
Yeah, they have like a myriad of those.
Really?
And, oh yeah, there's like, it's always a different team of X-Men fighting it,
Okay.
and they're all supposed to go and stand together,
Oh.
so it looks like an army of Sentinel are just
That's
in a war with like
That is sick.
you would really like Gem Mint Collectibles on YouTube.
Yeah.
So hey, shout out Gem. He does statue unboxings and
Okay.
reveals and putting together and like reviews, and he has done all of the Sentinel pieces that you're
sick.
talking about. They are dope.
Yeah, I mean, these things
Dude.
are just freaking massive.
Yeah,
Like,
he does all like
I
I don't
want
even
one.
I have no idea how he affords this. I really like he's all about making the hobby fund itself. So I'm sure he's like, you know, he's selling them and wheeling and dealing and like doing all this stuff, but
yeah.
these statues are expensive.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
there's
true.
one that I want. It's incredible. It's Batman in a suit of armor like a knight, and he has a double-sided battle axe, and he's hacking at this giant Joker serpent. That's like wrapped around, and it's got like slash marks all over him, like they've just been going.
How much
It
is
is-
that one?
I have it too much, too rich for my blood.
Hey,
But
if somebody wants to buy it for Christmas.
hey, if so, you know what I'm looking for. No, but I think that is a really cool
Yeah,
because
statues are fun.
because if you're a fan, like, and someone's like oh hey, open this giant box, and you open it up and it's like this super cool like diorama style thing that
Yeah.
you like, you're gonna love it, and every time you see it you're gonna be like, oh, that's so
Yeah.
cool. Like, and again, those can range in price. Like, there are little ones that cost, you know, I mean, I've bought a few from here that, you know,
Yeah.
60, 80,
We have
100
some of the
bucks.
black and white Batmans
Yeah, we
that
still-
are under
yeah.
$100.
Yeah,
You know.
and you know, and then of course there are ones that are, you know, a little more expensive. So I think that is a great option. When you don't know enough about a person or their collection, but you know what their favorite is. You know,
Yeah.
like if you're like someone just like they love Iron Man, get them an Iron Man statue.
Yeah.
They would love that. You know.
Another cool thing, action figures, and those kind of
Yeah.
can run the gambit on
yeah.
prices too. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, Marvel Legends is always releasing new figures.
Mhm.
The McFarlane
Yeah,
DC
got a
stuff
whole
is
lineup
just
over. I'm looking at it right
amazing.
now. A
Yeah.
whole lineup of them over there. Yeah, I mean,
They just released
Yeah.
the new Age of Apocalypse set. I'm so excited.
Nice.
Age of Apocalypse is my all-time favorite storyline ever in comic books.
that's awesome.
And
This is good.
so yeah, no, I'm so excited. I can't wait to get this. The build-a-figure is Colossus, and it's the Age of Apocalypse Colossus. Oh, it's so cool.
Classic. Okay.
Yeah,
but and
so
I
yeah, I
agree.
know,
and those are just like statues. Like, they can be big, they can be meat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They just you know.
So my friend over at Fan Fortress in Tulsa, have you ever been there?
I think you've told me about it.
Toy store over
Yeah.
61st and Sheridan.
I still need to go check that out.
Oh, it's super cool. I mean,
Yeah.
they have so many like vintage toys, new toys, and they have
Go check it out.
Yeah, he's
Great
a good friend of
place.
mine, Ryan Sokolowski.
Tell them Warren sent you.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah.
Shout out.
They just got in these Hasbro Pulse Sentinels. The box is like 2 feet tall. He sent me pictures of this thing with like a regular like Marvel Legends figure standing next to it, and then this just giant box of a Sentinel. And I'm
That's
like, oh god, I want this. So it's the theme here. I really like Sentinels. And it comes with a Master
Wink,
Mold
wink, nudge,
head.
nudge.
Yeah, right? It comes with a
Hints.
Master
Don't
Mold
fail.
head
Hints.
you can pop on it. So it can either be Master Mold or a Sentinel. And it comes with a Bastion figure, which if you've ever read, like Zero Tolerance storyline from X-Men.
That's awesome.
It's sick. That's $600+. Or you can just get, the $20, $25, just regular Legends. And then there's like ones that have become harder to find. Like I know Rogue is like $75. Cables are like $50. Like some of them, like the older series, are becoming harder to get,
Right.
and are very collectible, especially if you can find them, mint in box. And
there you go. Yeah. I'm still kicking myself in the pants for not buying that Elvis Presley MODOK from that comic.
Oh yeah, he had one.
No.
Yeah, Ryan had one there. It was the Rockabilly MODOK that shot hamburgers. And had he had the big rockabilly hairdo, the Elvis swoop,
glasses,
big glasses. Oh,
and
yeah.
I loved how his the controller on his flying chair was a microphone.
Yeah,
Bro, I'm still kicking myself for not getting it. But it was like $175.
It was $175 what he had it at.
Dude,
but it was a convention exclusive.
Right,
that
they're very rare, and
yeah.
It's super cool. You're looking at it and you're like.
I'm not even the biggest MODOK fan. I mean, I have the MODOK.
Yeah. And dude, that
Marvel
statue
Legends.
is so cool.
Yeah.
I really like that MODOK.
It's nice. But
I like that Elvis one even more. You know what I mean? So that's a great option, guys. Statues and toys are always cool. They just look nice posed up, and just a nice little something that they can just kind of set and enjoy whenever.
And then on the kind of lower end of toys too, a big collectible here. It's not one of my favorite things, but we sell a ton of them. Funko Pops. To me, they all kind of look alike, especially if they're a human figure. Like all the humans look alike. Now when you get into some of the crazier stuff, like I have a RoboCop one that's kind of cool, and stuff like that. There's the giant Galactus ones that are really cool. Have you seen that one that comes with the Silver Surfer? And those are cool. It's still just not really my thing, but there are a lot of Funko Pop collectors out there.
I have a couple of them, but not because I went out and bought them. I just I had maybe a subscription box that came with one. Or
I've got a couple of those, and almost everybody, oh, he's a nerd, let's get him a Funko Pop. So I have a lot that have been gifted to me.
Okay, hey guys, don't just buy someone a Funko Pop unless you know that they like Funko Pops, because if you don't like Funko Pops and someone gives you a Funko Pop, you're like, oh wow, so cool.
I put them on the shelf.
Yeah.
I think the only ones that I've gone out of my way to buy, but I've got them all when they were on a half price sale, were the Saga ones. Just because I love Saga and I'll buy anything.
I can't wait to read them.
Oh yeah,
I'm excited.
But
and
back
so
in January.
Then the and then another option to get someone would be a collected edition of something. You could if you know that they like, Hulk, go buy a big thick Hulk book. Go to your LCS, go to Wizards Asylum here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Come in here, talk to us. We can help. We can point you in the right direction.
Good idea. I have a full run of Saga. I have a Saga 1, mint condition.
Nice.
I never want to open that and read it. Ever. So never.
No, you're not gonna do that.
Yeah, exactly. So having a collected edition, having a way that I can open up and read Saga 1 without having to bust open my Saga 1,
and that's why
nice.
That's why I do collected edition, because I don't want to read my individuals.
Yeah.
I want to keep them as fresh and as clean as possible.
I generally read them when they come out, but then once I bag and board them and file them away,
they're done.
That's it. Yeah, I don't ever want to pull that out of the box again. That is collected at this point, archived, and so having collected edition now, I have all the hardcovers for Saga, because love Saga. Yeah. In fact, I just got my wife reading it. She's working on the first hardcover right now.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. But
she does not read comics.
That's a great option. Getting them a big book to read, or maybe even
an omnibus or compendium,
or even a video game. If you know that they're big Guardians of the Galaxy fans, guess what? A brand new Guardians of the Galaxy game just came out.
I heard it's amazing.
And it is amazing.
Yeah.
I've played it. It blew my socks off. It was incredible.
The last video game comic book video game I played was the Spider-Man, not the Miles Morales one, but the one
The one
before
before
that.
Amazing.
Yeah, it
Amazing.
so reminded me of like the Spider-Man 2 game that I played a lot when I was a kid, you know?
So good.
Just having that
Story.
open world, and then the
Yeah.
story was amazing. All the side quests
So
were
good,
fun.
man.
You got to swing through all of Manhattan.
If you didn't cry at the end of that game, you're not human.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
Oh,
that's, yeah.
and all of the little Easter eggs they put in, like the Sanctum Sanctorum is there.
Yeah.
There's like a giant
yeah.
statue of Lockjaw just in Manhattan.
Yeah,
Like,
dude. So cool,
there were
man.
Avengers Tower, man. I spent so much time just climbing all over Avengers Tower.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this
Yeah.
is sick, Avengers Tower.
Yeah. And so there, you know, and again, you know, a collected edition or an omnibus. I mean, that's the most expensive omnibus book. They're $150.
Yeah, if you buy them new, yes.
Yeah. If you buy brand new, which odds are you're going to have to buy a brand new. Like a lot
Buying
of stores
used
aren't
ones
just,
once they're out of print can get kind of expensive.
Yeah.
But yeah,
which is so crazy that
Yeah.
they just like the Thor War of the Realms that I have,
yeah. Is it already going for a lot?
like $400.
That's insane.
Like, yeah. Like, and
That's insane.
I paid just the 150, or maybe it was even 120. I think it was 150. But anyways, that is a great idea that won't break the bank, but will be really fun
Yeah, no,
for someone.
I
You know,
love
a
omnibus.
game, a
hardcover
book.
omnibus,
Oh,
like on
yeah.
the bookshelf, just looks so nice.
Yeah. And then I think one of the more personal gifts that would generally cost you under $100 would be to find out what comic store the person that you're getting a gift for goes to, and then go to that store and then prepay for whatever is in their pull box.
Cool. I've had that happen a couple times here.
I think
I've had people come in and like,
Yeah.
hey, I want to pay this guy's sub, and
it's like when people go to Walmart and they're like, "Hey, I want to pay for somebody's layaway." Like it's that concept. Like us comic fans, we have stuff it's not necessarily in layaway. It's just it's here. It's got our name on it, and it's waiting for us to come and buy it because we just haven't been in
It's a
since they
subscription,
dropped.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a subscription. Like I think that to find out what shop someone goes to and go in and be like, "Hey, I want to pay for their whatever's in their box
Yeah.
right now," so that way when they come in, they can just take it and go.
Yeah.
Like, not only is that super personal, but the average person has, you know what,
$4 or $5.
yeah, like maybe $40 worth of books. Like the
That's
average
high end, yeah.
Yeah, and we're talking like just out of the myriad of people who have a subscription, like that's. And I'll tell you right now, and I know you agree. If I walked in to the store today and you were like, "Dude, here's all your books.
Yeah.
Somebody paid for all this," like, I would cry.
I would be very happy if somebody paid for my $200 a week subscription.
And think about that, like
I'm on the
even
very, very high end of this.
and he's on the highest end because he gets that all, like $200. Like
I've cut back, but we talked
Oh,
about
yeah.
that last week.
Yeah, we did talk about that.
It's not quite 200
but really,
anymore,
like,
but it was for a while, and it was
that's-
getting just unsustainable.
And the cool thing is you could like, so that they knew it was you could like have a Christmas card, like, "Hey, put this in the box." That way,
Yeah.
when they take out their things, they open up this card, be like, "Hey, hope you enjoy your Christmas present. Love, so and so."
Yeah.
Like, that is probably the most personal and like lower ticket item
yeah,
that you could do for a comic fan that would just still mean so much.
Right now, I probably have 2 subscriptions in there that are over $100, maybe 3.
See?
Like most of them are.
Yeah.
And those are people that haven't come and picked up in
In a while.
a couple months.
So
at least,
and
so.
see, and that's just one of those. That's like one of those one-offs. Like
Yeah.
the typical comic fan isn't gonna have a bunch of stuff waiting for them. So for you to go
Every
in and
I can't go a week without reading my comic books.
right, and so you know, to go in and do that, it would and that's just from us. That would mean a lot to us. Like, so if you're out there looking for Christmas ideas, there's a small handful of them. Like I'm telling you right now, like you really want to watch a geek's eyes light up for Christmas, like those right there. If I got any of those things for Christmas, like, I'm like
Sentinels.
Sentinels. Noted. I got you, bro. I got you. But I liked that one of the items was games. Because that is a an almost clean transition into our next topic, which was the Game Awards. Man, I didn't watch the Game Awards. I just watched a recap of them.
Yeah.
It was funny. I actually made a post.
I'm gonna say right now, I am not very much a gamer. I don't play video games. He's more the video gamer.
Love video games.
But I will play most video games that are comic book related.
Right.
So
yeah.
I was a World of Warcraft guy for a long time, and then once I got out of that, I was like,
And I feel like that applies to most comic fans, which is why, again, getting them a game that is comic book related is, you know what I mean? Like, you get somebody any of the Batman games who doesn't have the Batman games, they will then own all the Batman games because they're amazing.
Something. It came on my PS4.
Probably Arkham Knight.
Arkham Knight, probably.
The last one.
That sounds right.
Had the red hood in it.
I don't remember. I didn't make it that far, but what I played of it, I really enjoyed.
Great game.
Yeah, it was. It was fun. I mean, I probably played about 3 hours, but I don't play the movie games.
and not everybody
I probably
does.
had about 20 hours in Avengers. I played the Avengers one, the Square Enix.
Yeah.
It was okay.
Good game. Yeah, we'll just call it a good game.
I've heard that the Guardians of the Galaxy from them is much better, and I really want to play it. But here's my problem now. Like, I want to play that, and I really want to play Miles Morales. I want to play Wolverine soon.
I cannot wait for
Find me a freaking PS5. Jeez.
I already have one.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, so I've never owned an Xbox system in my life. I've only owned
an
PlayStation
Xbox thing in a long time.
Yeah, I have every PlayStation that's been released. Now my PS4 is a glorified Blu-ray player. Like, it's
that's okay.
We have about 20 games between me and my wife, and you know.
Yeah.
I play my Switch more than anything else.
The Switch is great.
And let me tell you, one of my favorite games on Switch, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So good.
There's so many X-Men in it.
My son was literally just playing that the other day. Like, I just got him a new Switch because our old one was messed up.
Yeah.
Just got him a new one for his birthday.
Oh, that's cool.
And and he was he was playing Ultimate Alliance when we went to Branson.
Yeah. Oh, dude, Ultimate Alliance was a lot of fun. I probably put 100 hours into that. Like,
great game.
Yeah.
The story's cool too.
Yeah. No, it was fun. It was fun.
Going on. Yeah.
I played a lot of the Lego.
I can't.
Marvel superheroes.
I can't
You can't do the Lego games?
Can't do Lego. Nope.
I'm like an 8-year-old child. I play Pokemon games. I mean...
Pokemon games are great.
I'm probably 50 hours or so far into Brilliant Diamond. I never played... So, okay. I never played a Pokemon game until I was like 35 years old. And then...
That's just that is a shame and a travesty. It's a shavesty.
Yeah,
like,
and now...
Just,
So I'm 38 now, almost 39, and I am obsessed with Pokemon. I play every Pokemon game. Oh yeah, no, I love it. Pokemon Go, I play daily, and it's ridiculous. But comic book, comic book,
so
video games,
the Game Awards, where they hand out awesome awards to all these incredible games that come out over the course of a year.
Yeah.
And of course, because media and hype and all that stuff and the views, that they also use this time to announce some really cool stuff that they have coming up.
So what was the coolest thing that you saw announced?
Okay, so for me personally, the top thing, and so this isn't even the first batch of releases we've gotten this year. We actually got a couple months ago, we got a trailer for a brand new Wolverine game.
Oh yeah. That trailer was sick.
Which
it was short,
and it came out of nowhere. There was no leak, no whispers. Just like the X-Men '97 coming back. Like they were just like, "Hey, guess what? Bam, it's happening!" And we're like, "What?" Like that looks amazing.
Yeah,
and it was
just
it was just
popping out. It was just very short, sitting in a bar. You didn't even see his face, did you?
No.
Yeah, it was just like
it's just from like here,
yeah,
at the bar looking at him, and like someone's coming up behind him, and he just.
Yeah.
And that was the only way that you even knew it was a Wolverine game.
Yeah.
Like that, wow, it looks great. And then there was also the Spider-Man 2 game.
Oh, I didn't even know they announced the Spider-Man 2. I love the first one.
Dude, So this one has Pete and Miles in it
Oh,
with a
I'm
voiceover from Craven,
okay.
and it shows Venom.
Wow.
Dude, this game. So you loved the first one because the story was incredible. The
story was
world was
incredible.
amazing.
Swinging around,
This one is
man, that was
gonna.
so much fun.
This game is gonna crap on every other Spider-Man game that has ever existed, and I have loved every other Spider-Man game that has ever existed.
With Miles Morales in it, do you think they're gonna have like Brooklyn and
I
Manhattan or something like
think
that? Maybe
this
more
is
of New
gonna
York
be-
City.
this is gonna be like the No Way Home
Yeah.
of games for Spider-Man. Like
Okay.
I think this is gonna be the one.
Okay.
Like,
Have you bought your tickets for No Way Home yet? By the way.
I don't know.
well,
I was
last
just
night.
I was just looking at them last night. I'm not worried. We were looking at what time
Yeah.
we're gonna go, and everybody's like, "Oh, they're selling out." No, they're not.
Yeah. No.
They're not selling out of tickets. You should go.
I
just
got-
get your ticket.
9 p.m. 3D showing on next Saturday,
Nice.
and so I'll have seen it before our next show. Will you? Do you think you will?
I will have.
Okay.
But I think we'll probably wait and do it the next
week. Yeah.
that
makes
way
sense.
we give
no
people,
spoilers.
give people plenty of time.
Yeah. So when I went to buy the ticket, so I'm buying like 9 o'clock 3D Saturday.
That's awesome.
There were 6 seats taken before we bought ours.
See,
Out of the whole theater, there were 6 seats taken.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Not
because
even
I've heard of
tripping.
so many people buying tickets already, and I was like, oh my god, I have to wait until I get paid. Let me go do this.
and
And
no one's tripping.
I went to go do it, and I was like, oh, there's plenty of
Everything's
available.
gonna be fine.
I'm like
Yeah.
where I want to sit too. Like I'm a back row center.
Nice.
That's
Awesome.
my favorite place in
Yeah.
the theater. Back row center.
That's what's up. That game got announced with the Wolverine game a couple months ago.
Okay.
And then
I saw the Wolverine. I guess I just blocked out everything else because I wanted the Wolverine.
Now, just within the last handful of days, they announced, again, just like Wolverine, with no warning, no leaks, no whispers, they showed a Wonder Woman trailer.
Yeah.
Looks awesome.
It was pretty cool.
And it's
got
just
like
her. It's just doing like concept shots of her like in the dark, kind of like wisping past her, like being her. Like, and her mother
Hippolyta
is
doing a
voiceover talking about what the story will kind of be about. And I can't wait. It's made by the same people who made Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor. So if you played those games and you liked those games, which I did and I loved them.
So that's like a Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Okay. Never played those.
Dude.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't get into it. It's amazing. If the game is anything like that, if it's that kind of open style, just wreck and shop, and I mean, you're Wonder Woman, so of course that's exactly what you're going to be doing. That game is going to be
swinging
amazing.
around with the lasso.
Oh yeah, just the sword, the shield, the
Yeah.
the combat could be so great.
Mm-hmm.
That is not my favorite. However, my favorite is my favorite announcement was that they finally showed us some gameplay for Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League.
That trailer was pretty entertaining.
I
Flash was hilarious.
I think that might be one of my most exciting parts about that game, because he's always hilarious.
Yeah.
But also he seems to be playing a very interesting role, because in this game you play as 4 members of the Suicide Squad. Just Harley Quinn, Boomerang, King Shark, and Deadshot.
Yeah.
And you can, I mean, I don't know if it's you kind of like pick one and stick with it, or you can change out mid whatever.
Yeah.
But you are tasked with taking out the Justice League because Brainiac has invaded Earth and corrupted them.
Okay.
And in the first trailer, you literally get to watch Superman disintegrate a man with his heat vision.
Oh wow.
Like, it doesn't keep the camera on it,
Yeah.
but like there's like a helicopter crashing or whatever, and like all of a sudden like Superman like flies through the helicopter and it like explodes, And then the Suicide Squad's like, oh, wow, look, it's Superman. He just saved that guy. And he's like holding this guy, and all of a sudden his eyes just light up, and they just... and all of a sudden just flakes of the dude. And then it's just Superman just floating there looking down at them, and they're like, oh, crap. Like,
that... Man, how does that team take down Superman?
And that's why that game is going to be so good. But what's really interesting to me is the way that they're portraying Barry Allen, because Barry Allen seems very much himself.
Yeah.
He has these purple veins. You can tell that he's not himself.
So when I watched this trailer, I had not seen the first trailer, and I did notice the little veins, and I was like, what's going on here?
Yeah. And Superman kind of had the same thing. Like his eyes were kind of purplish instead of just like all red. Like when and you can kind of tell. Like, I mean, obviously he just lasered a dude out of existence.
A little out of character.
A little out of character for Superman. But Barry Allen seems very much in character. Like, when Boomerang goes to fire the shot or whatever, and he just kind of, he's like, really? Why don't you just mail me the bullet? Like, that line, it's just so Flash and so him, you know, that I'm curious as to, but he also seems really evil. Like, that part where at the end where he's like, you want to see what a hero can do? And he, like, takes off into that tornado of just destruction. Like,
yeah.
And the gameplay looks amazing.
It did look fun.
I'm ready. Like, I'm just so ready.
King Shark just like
crashing
rolling.
And or when he grabs that dude and like you see him go to like eat his hand. Oh man! If you didn't see this trailer, you got to watch it. This game is gonna be a blast, and I've been waiting for that one and Gotham Knights for too long now.
Yeah,
I cannot wait to play these games. That was my big time. I'm so excited that we finally got to see that.
Not comic related, but I mean, I guess kind of comic related. They make Star Wars comics. There was also, what was it, Star Wars Eclipse?
Star Wars Eclipse.
This
cinematic trailer. It's all it is. It's just cinematic shots of different things and so many things and stuff.
If this game looks anything like this cinematic, it's going to be an amazing game.
If the entirety of this game is a fraction of the quality of that trailer, I will. I'm not even a massive Star Wars fan. Like I didn't even play the Fallen Order, like, and it looks great, and I'm sure I would enjoy it.
Video games, but yeah.
But I will play the crap.
You don't want me to tell you what my favorite Star Wars video game is?
It's like the worst one.
It's pretty bad. Yeah.
Oh wait, is it the really crap? Like not a. Oh, I feel like I can guess it. I just don't remember the name of it.
It was on the N64.
What is it?
Pod Racer.
Oh,
I played so much Pod Racer as a kid, and then when they released it on Switch not too long ago, I was like, oh, sick, nostalgia.
Nostalgia. It's amazing what we'll do for that.
Oh yeah. And I had so much fun playing it again.
That's crazy.
Now that's pod racing.
God no, dude. That's
oh god, when I was a dumb little kid, man.
It was so cool.
I wasn't that little of a kid. I was what? The movie came out in 99, so I was in high school when I played that.
You were almost an adult.
Yeah, I was almost an adult. I say a little kid. I remember one time I went to an arcade and they had a full covered where you could play Pod Racer. It was absolutely incredible. It was at a main event. God, this was years ago, and I can't even tell you how many quarters I fed into that.
We need more games like that.
Oh yeah,
that put you
in
the mech suit or on the speed racer.
And this, I mean, it wasn't even it was just
you're just turning handles. But still though,
still felt like I was in Pod Racer.
Right, it changes the game itself when it becomes that much more immersive. Like when it actually reaches out into our world and you can touch it, and it's, you know what I mean? I totally understand.
I sat in that game for quite a while that night. Like it was like a workouting or something like that, and I'm like, oh, they have Pod Racer. Here we go. See you guys later.
And it was cool because there were some shots of these speed bikes and whatever taking off across water and the it was a beautiful trailer.
The Yoda standing at the
just being
in the
Yoda,
Jedi
in the little
Jedi
council room. Yeah, dude,
just staring out the window. I mean, so this takes place High Republic, right?
I believe.
I think it's High Republic
I
era,
believe
so it'll be the
that's
first thing
yeah.
that takes place, in that era in the video games.
Yeah,
like they've got books, they've got comics, but so very exciting. I love High Republic.
There was a lot going on in the trailer, a lot. Like there are armies, there's people, there's fights, there was
a
deep shots, there's beautiful
Jedi battle with two people with lightsabers, and they weren't Sith.
Yeah,
there's no red lightsabers. So.
Yeah, that was
interesting to see. I wonder if somebody's like falling to the dark side or something like that.
I'm excited to.
I can't wait to find out.
Whatever it is, yeah. So those were the 3 big ones that got announced. I'm also, I don't think you saw it, but Sonic 2.
I've never even seen Sonic 1.
Sonic 1 was great.
Was it?
Sonic 2 dropped the trailer, and this trailer looks amazing.
I just remember when that first Sonic trailer came out, and
Sonic looked like crap.
Oh, he looked awful.
And then they changed him because the people
were
so
upset
like about it.
$5 million.
Hilarious.
Changing Sonic.
Yo, hey, that's what you get. Don't do it wrong. Like,
you don't mess with iconic characters.
This next trailer looks like all of the games wrapped up, bundled in a beautiful bow, and turned into a movie.
Wow.
It looks
I'll have to watch the trailer.
So good. Knuckles.
Yeah. If it's not in the MCU, I'm so bad about watching movies. Like, I just don't watch that many. You want to know a movie I watched this week? Venom, the first Venom.
Dude, finally! Yes! Well, okay. What did you think?
It was good.
Right?
It was freaking goofy. It was so goofy.
And it made it that much better. It was like, I feel like they did such a great job with the relationship between Eddie and Venom. And they also didn't make Eddie some, like, big douche. And he's just a guy.
Like Tom Hardy playing him.
Amazing. And he never had that shirtless scene.
No.
He just looked
he's
like crap for
sweaty and dirty and gross.
It was great.
I mean,
dude.
No, I really enjoyed that movie. And my wife enjoyed the movie too. Like she's like, that was just a silly movie.
And now,
and I was like, it was, and that made it great.
You have or have not seen?
I have not seen Let There Be Carnage. We're gonna watch that probably tonight.
Yes.
Because I want to see that one before I go into Spider-Man.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Oh, you definitely.
That's what I've heard.
Want to see that? Stick around for all.
That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard,
dude.
I haven't had it spoiled yet. I've just had it.
No way.
The only thing I've had spoiled is that I have to watch this before that it ties into Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So.
We actually don't have that confirmed, but we because we've seen nothing of him in any of the No Way Home stuff. So there's no confirmation that he's in Spider-Man No Way Home. But it's a wonderful little post-credit scene that when you watch it, you're like,
I did like the post-credit to Venom. That's where he walks in to talk to Cletus Cassidy, and that was pretty dark,
dude.
And I love Woody Harrelson. I'm a big Woody Harrelson fan.
Well, as you know, the Let There Be Carnage was only PG-13.
Oh well, I didn't know that.
It's
so Cletus is not as Cletus as he could be.
Yeah, he couldn't be, and I am deeply saddened by that and by the way how they did him at the end.
Okay. But I'm gonna watch it tonight probably. So.
But I'm sure that you will still enjoy it. Yeah. I mean, because it's Tom Hardy, it's Venom. You know what I mean? If you like the first one and you just get to enjoy that character all over again, fighting a new bad, Yeah. I'm excited that you finally watched that song. But the Sonic 2 trailer looks incredible. You gotta watch the first one, dude.
Oh my god.
And we definitely need to watch that second trailer because wow. But yeah, so that was what was released during the Game Awards. A lot of cool little things. I'm really excited about all 3 of those games. That's going to be great.
As I said, I usually will play a video game that's based on a comic book. Yeah. Just try it out. I don't even like, again, Avengers, I never came anywhere close to beating it. But I played it. I enjoyed what I played of it. And I'm just so bad about, like, I'll start a game and then get on to something else and just never go back to the game. So.
Yeah. And so now, onto our probably one of our bigger topics. Hawkeye, man.
So when he said he works for the big guy, if that's not Vincent D'Onofrio, I'm gonna be so mad.
Hold on, wait, what part? What happened?
He said that he was talking about Jack works for the big guy. That's the words that Clint Barton said.
Okay, so it's
Jack works for the big guy.
That's probably.
That has to be. That has to be Kingpin. It has to be Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin.
Maybe, bro.
It has to
Maybe.
be.
Yo, did you see that Kevin Feige finally confirmed that Charlie Cox
Yes.
will be Daredevil moving forward?
Yes.
I think
No,
that's
and
great.
so they confirmed that, and then guess who tweeted about it? Vincent D'Onofrio. Vincent D'Onofrio comes in and says, "Oh, congratulations!" And now everybody's like, "Why are you even congratulating? We already know that you're the Kingpin of the MCU. Why are you hiding this from us?"
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So, what were your thoughts on it? Did you like the newest episode of Hawkeye?
Did
did
the
too.
one thing that I could have done without again is the LARPers.
Oh,
They're not my favorite part of the show. Everything else I really
It
enjoyed.
was such a smaller bit.
It was
this
a
time.
smaller
and there
part,
wasn't
yes.
any. Yeah,
There wasn't any actual LARPing.
Right. No,
That's just too stereotypical. Too I don't know.
I'm over here focused on literally everything else.
Yeah.
Like I ain't even, the LARPer don't care. Like
I loved how episode 3 ends on that big cliffhanger where Swordsman or Jack, whatever, has the sword out.
Yeah.
And then this episode starts and he's like, I have an Avenger in my apartment.
He's like, wait, you're an Avenger? What? Yeah, like that. Like I said, I knew it was either the episode was gonna start off with either a fight or a conversation. Either way, I was excited about it, and it started off with a conversation. I liked it. Couple things that I'm kind of zoning in on here, like the whole his kids situation. Like his family got blipped.
Yeah.
Thanos snapped, half the universe wiped away, and Clint's entire family happened to be
The whole family.
his 3 kids and his wife gone.
No.
For 5 years.
That messes a person up, man.
And it sure did mess him up.
It did.
He
went out and started killing folks.
legitimately, he became the Ronin.
Yep.
He was no longer Hawkeye. He was a hooded vigilante with a sword who was just offing bad guys.
You a bad guy? You about to get killed.
You about to be a dead guy.
Yeah.
And just mercilessly wiping people off the map.
Yep.
And now we're post second snap, and everybody's back. Clint has his family, and I'm not really feeling the vibe with the kids.
Yeah.
Because there's that part where Clint's on the phone with his wife, and they're talking about the watch.
Yeah.
Right? Whose watch is it? Tony's watch? It's some. I don't know whose watch. I need to look into that. We need to look into that. But
I know it's from the Avengers compound.
Yeah, and so they get off the phone, and clearly Clint is working on all this nonsense, and she says to the kids, "Well, I guess your dad's gonna need another day, or it's gonna take a little bit longer," and they're all just like your dad is an Avenger. What are you like? And these aren't they're not like children.
Yeah, they're older. They're
like,
well, one of them's younger, but
but what, like 9, 10?
Yeah.
You're like,
he'd also be 15 if it wasn't for the blip.
Wow.
The other kids would be adults. I just want to say, I don't hear this talked about enough. Tony's an a-hole.
What?
You don't think so?
Tony Stark?
Yes.
Well, I mean, like in general, yeah, he's...
No, okay. So, everybody else has lost their family for the last 5 years. But, because I've gotten to have my family for the last 5 years, screw all of you. They get to come back now. We're not wiping out the last 5 years. Whereas, he could have snapped and gave everybody their 5 years back. The whole world could have given them their 5 years back with their families. But because he had his family, he said, no, forget y'all. I'm going
I
to
don't
snap.
think that's why he
No,
did
it 100% is. He's like, no, I can't lose what I have. Well, he ended up losing what he had anyway because he died.
Oh, you're saying when they came to him and they were like, "Hey, we want to try to get the stones back,"
Yeah.
and he was like, "Hey, like,
Yeah.
don't drag me to." I mean,
and then he's like, I can't lose what I have.
he did it anyway.
So, and he lost it all anyway. Yeah, he died.
But then he
so
still did
what
it, you know?
what's the difference with him? What if he had snapped and just gave everybody their 5 years back and just basically went back in time so that everybody had been alive for those 5 years?
Yeah, I guess I guess
Clint would probably be a nicer
I
person
would
today.
feel like in the moment you're not thinking about that kind of thing. Like you have one goal: bring everyone back.
And now remember, he wasn't the one that snapped that brought everybody back. That was Hulk.
Oh, right.
Hulk's the one that snapped that brought everybody back.
Well, so then,
But Tony made him
Why is Tony
promise
evil?
to not. Well, no, Tony's the one that made him promise to just bring everybody back, not to reverse the last 5 years. Because they wanted to reverse the last 5 years, and Tony's like, I'm not going to do this unless you don't reverse the last 5 years. So, yeah, no, it's Tony's fault that Clint's family was gone for 5 years.
Well, and with the power of the Gauntlet, technically you could have done all those things. You could have been like, okay, we're taking back the last 5 years. Tony gets to keep his family.
Yeah, I mean,
but again,
well,
I just
he could have.
one, movie logic and conflict and reason, but also like, unless you're really delving into it, which after 5 years of just hell on earth, are you really? I don't know.
After 5 years of hell on earth, I would want to reverse all of that. And
well, no, I'm not saying I'm talking about all the other, like, oh, hey, let's make sure that this happens here and then this, you know what I mean? Like, you're not. I don't think you're thinking about all those steps. You're just like, fix it. That, you know what I mean? Like, that's the, like, when you snap, you're just fix it.
But they were at a point where they had all the time in the world to
again movie conflict,
figure out how they
Tony
wanted
to die and blah blah blah.
Now
there's a universe being built and blah,
also
blah, blah.
I mean, the argument can be made that Doctor Strange, I just saw 14 million blah 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 blah, and there's only one reality where we win.
Awesome.
So maybe this Tony Stark dying was the whole point of that. That's why he saved Tony Stark's life by giving the time stone, because he saw that Tony Stark dying was the only way that
sacrificing himself
so I mean, maybe this is the only timeline where they win, but still,
well,
I feel like things could have been different.
And so I'm looking at
Clint would be in a better place today.
And I'm looking at his family, and the wife gets it. Like, she even appears to be like kind of like on the other end of this.
Oh, yeah, she's like helping him.
Yeah,
like,
she's like doing some work.
My wife even asked me, she's like, how does she have access to this?
Yeah, and the kids are just like, man, and I'm like,
because she's like finding out how like a black auction
thing wound up. Yeah, she's on something. But yeah, I'm not really digging the whole vibe with the kids. Like, and they're not even complaining, but they like you. There's just like this like sad vibe, and I'm like, your father is an Avenger. Like, if you haven't come to terms with that yet,
all right,
we're gonna ship you off. Like, we're just gonna get a new kid. I don't know. Whatever. Like,
he's the one that missed 5 years with them. They didn't miss 5 years with him.
See, and that's kind of
to them. They just snap back in and
I don't. Yeah,
hey,
so
Daddy, we haven't seen you since like this morning.
Weird to me, but I really am loving what they're showing us of Clint Barton.
Yeah.
I mean,
dark, brooding,
somebody
that lost his family for 5 years.
He's got those like daiquiri pouches taped to the parts that he like lays. Like, he's just literally taping ice packs around his joints, and like, he's just wrecked. Man,
he's a human being. He is not a god.
Just
he is not Steve. He's not Thor. He's not.
He's just a guy.
He's a guy that's really good with a bow and arrow
and
a sword.
He's just. Man, I mean, I am loving the character arc here. I'm really, really loving what they're
he's
showing
having to deal
us.
with his past.
All of it.
You know, he was an assassin at one point,
and he's not only is he struggling with like trying to bury that in the past, but all this, you know, all this Natasha stuff and like saving the universe stuff, like
this man's been on another planet.
So fresh for him.
This man has gone back in time and stood on another planet.
Planet traveled, and fought aliens.
Yeah.
More than once.
Yeah.
More than one. You shouldn't have to do it once,
right.
Let alone
I've
more
never fought an alien.
You know, that you know of. Who can say, you know? But
they live. I put on the sunglasses. Everybody's an alien.
I just, you know, but I really, you know, not a fan of the kids being salty. Huge fan of them showing how human he really is and what everything has done to him. And let's talk about that ending.
Oh my god, that fight scene was just incredible.
I don't understand what is happening.
I think we're gonna get a little more clarity next episode, but
well, I just like Yelena knows who Hawkeye is.
Yes,
because the whole world knows.
Very true.
Like, and she knows that, like, so deeply tied to Natasha.
So we don't know what has happened with Yelena. I mean, so in the continuity, it's been years since we've seen Yelena, right? So Black Widow would have taken place before Endgame for sure.
Yeah.
Right? So it was kind of between Endgame and
I think that
Civil
Black
War?
Widow was supposed to take place like after Civil War.
I think it's after Civil War, before Infinity War.
Yeah.
So it's been 4 or 5 years or whatever since we've seen Yelena in continuity, and you see Black Widow, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the post credit scene, she's talking to what's her name, Valentina Consuela something. Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Yeah.
Right? And so we don't quite know who, like, or what she's up to yet.
Right.
But we saw her in Falcon and Winter Soldier. Recruiting.
Putting together those Thunderbolts.
Yeah,
right?
putting together Thunderbolts, kind of. She's got, U.S. agent on her team right now. And then we see her talk to Yelena.
Yeah.
And she talks about Hawkeye. And she makes it sound like Hawkeye killed Black Widow. So I think she has like this personal grudge against Hawkeye. And then the way Hawkeye talked made it sound like somebody's hired a Black Widow assassin against us. So
yeah.
So I don't know. I think we're gonna get more clarity on it in the next episode.
Well,
but right now I think she only thinks that Clint killed
and
Natasha.
I don't
like
know
her
why
sister.
she would,
I mean,
I don't know why she would think that. Like, I feel like,
I mean, who knows what happened on that planet?
You would have to know the relationship.
You only have his story
that they had.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, true, but would you really believe anything other than that? Like,
2 people went to the planet, 1 person came back with a soul stone.
Right.
And I mean, the Avengers believe him because they know Clint.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yelena doesn't know Clint, does she? I mean, it doesn't seem like she does.
He's an Avenger. Like, I don't know. Like, it would, just, and then, like, but don't get me wrong, I love it. I love, I love what's happening.
That fight scene was incredible.
But at this point, I'm ready for this Maya chick to be kind of dealt with and over with. Like, she was in the episode for 1 minute just to fight, and I'm like, why?
She was kind of like, it's kind of awesome.
Just like, okay, like
I like when so they go into her apartment and they find that that's where the watch is.
Yeah.
And there's like just these like strobe lights going off, and she's like, Clint, what are these strobe lights? There's strobe lights going off.
Oh yeah, she takes
taking him out with a putty, whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, get out of there now.
Yeah.
Because he realizes that those are alarms for a deaf person. Yeah.
That's
Maya's apartment. And
awesome.
So we get a pretty cool fight scene between the four of them. But so we're thinking Yelena and Maya are going to be working together. No, Yelena's like punching Maya and Clint.
Yeah,
and Kate,
and that's why that's why I'm so confused. Like I don't.
So obviously she's not the one that hired the Black Widow or whatever.
I mean, I feel like it was probably Jack.
Maybe.
Or no, I'm sorry, not Jack. The mom.
Okay, yeah, could be.
Well, because when she's showing Clint the door, very very bad guy-esque. She's like, I can't lose my daughter.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And he's like, got it, bye.
Yeah.
And then she gets on the phone and makes a phone call.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, I need something. Like, I'm telling you, the mom is a bad guy. The mom,
no doubt of that. Yeah.
The mom is a bad guy. You heard it here first. The mom is a bad guy. There it is. I think it's her.
My wife thinks that the dad may still be alive too, because we didn't actually see him die.
I think the mom offed him.
You think so?
Yeah. What, the dad goes down in the basement, the mom's like, oh, I need to go check on your father, and then the house gets attacked by aliens, and just she comes up, and she's like, oh no, your dad's gone, oh, like, and now we've never seen him again? No, you went down there, gave him the Michael Myers business, and you were like, oh yeah, the alien house collapse killed him, like, no, bro, yeah, the mom is on one.
I definitely agree. I think she's a bad guy.
Yeah.
One of my favorite scenes was when Kate falls off of the ceiling during the fight scene, or off the roof, and then lands on the light ropes.
Yeah.
And then he's like, run away!
Get out of here! Yeah.
Get out of here! And then she goes into the building. It goes back up to the roof.
The way she did it was ridiculous.
It was awesome.
She hits the floor, gets up, and then just quickly walks.
Yeah.
Into the front. Doesn't take off in a sprint. Doesn't leave. Just unbelievable. Like what? I'm like, what? Like, all right, that's an interesting way to get back up there, I guess. But yeah, that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she came in clutch.
Yeah,
she definitely helped end the fight, and that
arrow.
Yeah,
that was crazy. I was a little confused because she hits that shot. Everybody's like, oh, all disoriented or whatever, and then Yelena's like, and pieces out. Clint is like, they just hired a Black Widow assassin. It got very real. We're done here.
Yeah,
and nothing on Maya.
Yeah. Well, she got shot in the shoulder with the arrow.
Right, but
so she pulls out the arrow and runs.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought.
Yeah, because she got shot in the shoulder by. I thought it was Kate.
By Kate, yeah. You're right. Oh.
So she pieced out if she got shot in the shoulder with the arrow.
I don't remember seeing that. Oh. I guess I don't remember seeing her take off. But okay. All right. Hey. All right. Okay. In my head, the thing went off and then they never touched back on her. So I don't. Yeah. Anyways.
No, I think Maya is going her whole point is to introduce Wilson Fisk.
Yeah, because Echo is going to be then that's her, right?
That is Echo.
Yes. Yeah. That's
so I think her whole point is going to be introducing Wilson Fisk, and they've already announced she's getting her own show.
Yeah,
they're doing an Echo show. Yeah. I'm excited to see. I feel like this actress is very good playing her.
I'm wondering what they're going to do with that.
I mean, so it's got to be a redemption arc, because in this she is leading the Tracksuit Mafia, but like in the comic book, she's an Avenger now. She has the Phoenix Force now,
and I'm wondering if it's going to be
blows my mind, but
Fisk centered. I'm wondering if she is going to be tied directly to him in that show.
I think it's going to star her and Vincent D'Onofrio, and
start putting $1 in a jar every
time.
I want to be rich.
It's going to star her and Vincent D'Onofrio, and I think it's going to be a redemption arc. How she becomes a good guy. Like, she realizes that she's been on a bad path all this time, and I think this is going to be this show is probably going to be a 6 episode, and I think it's going to be her redemption arc. I think it's going to be her breaking away from Wilson Fisk, played by.
I mean, I would enjoy it.
Vincent D'Onofrio.
if he's not the Kingpin in this, I'm gonna be sad for you.
That's
where I'm at right
They cannot recast. He was such a good Kingpin.
Oh, goodness.
So much better. Who was it? It was Ving Rhames that played him in the old Daredevil movie, right?
It was
Who was it?
No, the dude from the Green Mile. Michael Clark Duncan.
Michael Clark Duncan.
Yep, that's who
it was.
Big dude.
Yeah, big dude.
Very big dude. Yeah.
And he was cool
Yeah.
as Kingpin.
Yeah.
But he was not.
But he was not Vincent
D'Onofrio. Vincent D'Onofrio just had the mannerisms down. Yeah. I'm just gonna keep saying it now. Vincent D'Onofrio.
I love it, dude. That's
Vincent D'Onofrio. Vincent D'Onofrio.
He was great. He was the best Kingpin.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure, hands down.
But yeah, no, I so now that was what, episode 4 of Hawkeye?
4, yeah.
So we have 2 more. They have a lot to wrap up.
They do
in these next 2 episodes, and
hopefully we'll get a little more Yelena in this next one. I don't think we're going to see Kingpin until episode 6. I think it's going to be like the end of episode 6.
The very last thing we see.
Yeah.
And that will probably bleed into the Echo show.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
But
I think we're going to at the end of episode 6 is when Echo's redemption arc is going to start. She's going to start to see like the wrongs she's done, and then she's going to be like, you know what, I need to turn my life around.
Well, and I wonder if maybe that's going to be tied to Clint. Like, maybe she finds out he's the Ronin.
Maybe.
And then she realizes that the reason he became the Ronin is because he lost his family.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, you're not a bad guy, you just...
I don't think she's ever going to forgive him, though.
Probably not.
I mean, he killed her father.
But I mean, if you're going to start a redemption arc,
I
usually starts with forgiveness,
right? I don't know.
So.
I have a feeling she's probably not going to forgive Clint, but she is going to realize that what he was doing was his way of fighting crime, because the world had just gone to crap at that point. That 5 years, half the world is gone. Like, that's half the police force, half the military, half of
everything.
Like, it was hard to keep order. And that's when the criminals moved in, and he felt he had to do something, and he had to take more violent measures than he had as an Avenger. And because that's what he knew what to do. He was an assassin before.
Right, and he said that in the episode. He was like, because Kate calls him out. She's like, it's you. You're the Ronin, aren't you? And he's like, I became what I always was, a weapon. She's like, you were a hero. He's like, no, I'm a weapon. Like, that's all I've ever been. Like, I was just pointed at the right people by the right people. Like, that's what made me a hero. Like, and I was like,
when he was on his own,
like,
he just went after the criminals, killed them.
It's crazy to think about that. Like, that's why he's a hero. Like, because Nick Fury just pointed him at the bad guys,
at the aliens,
and
at
said,
the Thanos said,
go get him, Tiger. Like, it's crazy. Again, and that's just one of those things about
Thanos.
That's one of those cool character moments that we're seeing from Clint that I really like.
Did he go to... No, he didn't go to the other planet with Thanos, where they chopped Thanos' head off, right? He was not an Avenger at that point. Because we didn't see him until he became the Ronin.
I don't think he actually had any one-on-one with Thanos.
Yeah, I don't think he did.
Because he just wouldn't make it. Like,
no. I mean, he was at the final battle.
But he was just in the field. But he wasn't like, he never squared up with Thanos and was like, I think he was the only person on the team who didn't have direct contact with the Mad Titan.
That's a little above his pay grade there.
Oh, only a little. I mean, seriously, like, for his skill, like, only a little above his pay grade. Like,
watching Steve not be able to do anything, it's like, ooh.
It's like, I'll just be over here if you need me.
Take out some of these
Take out these little guys. I got you, bro. That was a great episode.
It was. I'm very excited about the show. I can't wait to see how it ties up and how it ties into the rest of the MCU going forward. As I said, I think it's going to tie more into, like, the shows that are coming up.
Yeah.
The Echo show I think is going to be very exciting. And then I think Kate's storyline is going to continue into the Avengers.
Hopefully.
Whatever Young Avengers or whatever they do.
Something
I mean,
like that, yeah.
Haley Steinfeld is definitely going to be in an Avengers movie at
She's
some
awesome.
point in the near future.
Yeah.
I guarantee it. They haven't even announced a new Avengers movie yet. So.
And I think they have the next 5 years of movies.
Oh yeah.
Already announced.
It's 3 or 4. 3 or 4. Yeah.
I think we're already docketed all the way up to 2024.
I think so. I think the last one that they have docketed is Fantastic Four.
And not a single one of those movies is an Avengers movie.
Nope, none of them. None of them.
I don't think they're gonna be the new thing. I don't think they're gonna keep being a thing. I think it's gonna be
I think
the
there's
Fantastic Four and the X-Men. It's gonna be all
Yeah.
them. I don't think the next phase or even maybe 2 phases is gonna be very Avengers centric.
I think there is going to be some sort of culmination movie, and it's going to be like a Young Avengers or something like that.
But clearly that's not happening for a while.
Yeah, it's a long ways out. I mean, they've introduced most of them already.
Yep.
But yeah, no, it'll be interesting to see how this phase ends.
Yeah.
What the next phase begins, because I think the end of this phase is planned to be Fantastic Four. So we're in what phase?
We're going
4 right now.
galactic.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
I'd heard rumors, and I think this would be a cool way of doing things, is have instead of having all of it culminate into one movie at the end, like they did with Endgame and Infinity War, have a cosmic and then have an Earth level, and each one has its own big bad guy. I think that would be really cool. All the cosmic stuff is fighting Galactus, and all the Earth level stuff is fighting Fisk or something like that.
Or even Doctor Doom.
Or Doctor Doom, yeah.
Which they're supposed to be revealing in Black Panther 2.
So, yeah.
That would
That'll be exciting. And
yeah.
that's coming soonish. That's next year.
22?
Yeah, that's next year.
Black Panther 2?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's next year. So we're
That'll
getting
be great.
Thor: Love and Thunder next year. We're getting Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever.
Yo, Christian Bale as Gore the God Wizard.
Yeah, I'm so excited for that.
Dude. Okay,
I am so... Dude,
man.
he's such a good actor. And then, God, he goes to extremes, man. Watching him in The Machinist, and then watching him in... what was the movie where he played the vice president, George W. Bush? What was his name?
Oh, yeah. I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Where we got fat and
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's putting those two pictures next to each other. It's this is the same person.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen The Machinist?
No.
So during the shooting of this movie, he ate 2 apples a day.
I was gonna say, wasn't he skin and bones?
Yes.
I know what picture you're talking about. Yeah, he just looks like a skeleton.
Literally anorexic.
He looks like he's dying.
And then you see him in Batman, and he's
Yeah.
buff.
Working out.
And then you see him in the other movie, Dick Cheney.
Oh, yeah.
Dick Cheney. You see him as Dick Cheney, and
he's just a dump.
yeah,
a
he's
dump
just got that big belly,
Yeah.
and it's crazy, the extremes that he goes to. But that's also why he's one of the best actors in Hollywood. So.
All these great actors playing all these really cool roles, man. The future of the MCU is gonna be.
And this is
Crazy.
going to be based on Jason Aaron's run of Thor, where Jane Foster becomes Thor, and that was such a great run. I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah.
I wish Jason Aaron's Avengers had been as good as his Thor. Can't always win.
Yeah,
His Thor, just from the beginning,
can't always
from
win.
when he took over Thor through the end, was just so good, and it all culminated into the what you mentioned earlier, War of the Realms.
Yeah.
He had been building up to War of the Realms for years.
If they made that a movie,
it'd be fun.
Dude.
Did I ever tell you what my favorite part of War of the Realms was?
Huh.
So it actually took place right after the War of the Realms. It was called Punisher Kill Crew.
Oh, you did tell me about that. Yeah. No, that's
so the team consists of the Punisher, Foggy Nelson, and the Juggernaut, trying to find the frost giant that killed this kid's family based on a crayon drawing from the kid. It was insane. Foggy Nelson has been on a team with the Juggernaut and the Punisher. Foggy Nelson.
I love comic books. They're just, I mean, this is why we love comic books. Like,
that was one of the goofiest
anything
comic
is
books I've
possible.
ever read. And it was so much fun.
That's awesome.
It was so much fun.
Yeah, I need to read that at some point.
Yeah, because it's not in the compendium because it took place after. War of the
Yeah,
Realms.
when you were telling me
Or
about it, I was like,
omnibus,
I didn't see anything about that. You were like, dude,
Yeah.
it's awesome. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it wasn't in the omnibus because it was post War of the Realms, but it was the best part of War of the Realms.
The whole. I enjoyed that story. I'm excited for all the things that they can and probably will do with cinema when it comes to all this.
I've got so many movies planned right now. Blade is going to be fun, I'm sure. I'm very excited for that one. The Fantastic Four.
It's all going to be amazing.
It's going to be done right this time, I think.
All of it will be done right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, those
at
other
this
Fantastic
point,
Four
there's
movies
no
are
such
so
thing as bad superhero movies. There's no
Yeah.
such thing. Like those days are done. Like because
bad. They're
now
pumping the money
too
into it. They
many-
see how much money it makes.
because too many people care.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
And guy, that's something that's so important. Like, think about that. Like, if you want superhero movies to be good, then support the hobby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
the last Fantastic Four movie was only made so that they could keep the rights to the Fantastic Four. That was it. I mean, that was they had.
sad.
Yeah, so they had an agreement that they had to make a Fantastic Four movie every so many years, or they would lose the rights back to Marvel, which they ended up selling the rights back to Marvel anyway. But they had to make a Fantastic Four movie every few years, and that was almost up. So originally, when they got the rights, they were about to lose them, so they made a movie and never released it. And it had it was made by some B movie director. I can't remember who it was, but the movie's been leaked. But yeah, they made just this cheesy Fantastic Four movie. This is like in the 90s. And yeah, and then a few years later it's coming up again, and they decide, you know what, we're going to take a real shot at it. And that's the Fantastic Four movie that we got with Jessica Alba. Yeah. And that movie, I mean, it wasn't great, but it was
For its time, it was okay.
Yeah, it was okay. The second one was awful though. Galactus as a cloud, just don't even get me started.
Yeah, we're not going to talk. We're not going to talk about the Dark Days.
And then, but this last one was another like, hey, we're about to lose the rights. Let's make a movie, and it ended up just being awful.
Yeah. Yeah. But those days are done, though. You know, so the next Fantastic Four movie will be insane, and everything will be spectacular or fantastic.
I just want to show you a picture of the. It was in 1994. It was an unreleased film. It was directed by Roger Corman. That's who it was. He made a bunch of B movies back in like the 80s and 90s.
Okay.
And there is a cast shot. Hold on.
I feel like I know the picture that you're going to show, and the thing looks ridiculous.
It absolutely looks ridiculous.
I literally just saw this picture like a couple days ago on Instagram.
Really? Yeah. So yeah, this was an unreleased Fantastic Four movie, just so they could keep the rights to the Fantastic Four. And then when it was coming up again, that they made the second one, the Jessica Alba one, and then
Terrible.
yeah, I know. I mean, this is
Unbelievable.
Michael Chiklis was
dark
definitely
times.
way better than this guy.
There were dark times in the comic world, fam.
God, 1990s, not a good time.
But hey, as we've said multiple times, and we'll continue to say, guys, there's never been a better time to be a comic fan.
That's true.
This is it. We're everything we wanted 20 years ago. We're getting it now.
Yeah,
That's great.
yeah.
Like Hawkeye and all these awesome shows and all these great movies and all these great books and all these great statues and all this great everything. It's all awesome. But yeah, episode 4 in the books of Hawkeye. I loved it. Cannot wait for the final 2. Show's going to be awesome. Get your comic friends and family something awesome this Christmas. Take us up on our advice, guys. You know, this is coming from people who actually like comics and are in the community. Like we have a little bit of insight.
I'm just gonna do a quick rundown.
Yeah,
of some
last
stuff
thing
coming out
we'll
this
talk
week.
about is
Yeah,
we'll just kind of talk about books to check out if you're interested. Remember, it's leagueofcomicgeeks.com.
Yeah. If you want to sign up for a subscription, you can do it on there. You can come talk to me either way.
Yeah.
Berserker 6. It's been pushed back a little bit, but it's finally coming out this week. It was supposed to come out about a month ago. No, it's 12 issues.
Ooh, 12 issues. Okay,
yeah.
cool.
So this, if you don't know, this is Keanu Reeves wrote a comic book. I imagine Keanu Reeves walking into the office with Boom, just walking in, just out of the blue.
Knows no one has.
Yeah, knows nobody, and then of course they're not gonna stop him from coming in because it's Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves just walks in and goes like, "Hey guys, so I've got this awesome idea for a comic book. So it's about this guy that he's 80,000 years old, and he can't die. Like he just like regenerates like Wolverine." But he kills everybody like John Wick, because I want this character to be me, because I want to be Wolverine and John Wick all together into one. And yeah, I mean, that's what this comic book is. And it's so much fun. I love it.
And you love it. I love it. Yep. What's not to love?
We got Hulk 2 next week.
Dude,
I'm excited for that one.
Wait for Hulk number 2.
Let's see. Robin and Batman. So this is, did you ever read Ascender or Descender? Image comic? No, so it's written by Jeff Lemire, which is one of my favorite writers, and then drawn by Dustin Nguyen. And so the two of them are doing a Robin and Batman book, and basically it's retelling the origin of Dick Grayson. And it's a 3-issue miniseries. The first issue blew my mind. It was so good.
Nice.
So I'm very excited for that one.
Dude, that Spawn cover looks sick.
Yeah, King Spawn 5 comes out. I'm really enjoying all this Spawn universe. The Scorch comes out very soon, which is going to be the team book.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
We ordered 250 copies. We will be getting these signed and numbered. Todd McFarlane. Yeah, very exciting.
Oh, boy.
And then, Batgirl's 1 from DC. That one looks pretty exciting. Wastelanders Wolverine number 1. That I think it was supposed to come out last week, and it did not. So it's coming out this week, hopefully. Fingers crossed. But yeah, those are the big books that are coming out this week. So if you're interested in any, stop by and grab them. I'll have them here.
Yeah, guys. Again, Christmas is right around the corner. Drop in. Let us help you. Let us help you gift shop. Or buy. Pay for someone's subscription. Get them a nice book. Get them a game. Get them a statue. There's all kinds of things. Just inform yourself. Educate yourself on the situation. Big shout out to everybody. We have hit 75 subscribers, guys. I want to thank you so much for all of this. Hope you enjoyed it. Please drop a comment and a like, and we will see you
next week
in the next one.